Previously on Syrvivor.
Everyone, drop your guns. Oh, shit. Carl, Austin, Jack, and Abby have made it to the final four.
This transitional tribe is safe.
Does that mean? It's villainous. I'm villainous.
I asked Owen to please vote Jake, which physically pains me.
And the fifth person voted out, Syrvivor Syracuse, Hero vs. Villains, is... Matt.
Wow, that was a crazy tribal tonight.
The vote was kind of wild, not exactly what I was anticipating.
Fucking go! How am I still here? How am I still in the game? Guys, how? Snake goddamn Niebuhr, remember the freaking name. You cannot take me out of this game. Woo! Oh my god.
I would have been fine with either of Jake or Madison going home. I think Madison just had a lot of connections with the villains. So hopefully that could like weaken their tribe and, you know, like and Heroes can stay strong, like moving forward, because I think our next challenge, we're gonna be splitting up into 3 tribes. So just kind of hopefully being split up like 3-2 heroes versus villains on these tribes, that would be ideal.
We're swapping soon, and I'm bringing my idol because I'm predicting that somebody's gonna get voted out for being screwed at the swap. That's probably not gonna happen, but I'm still really upset that Madison had to go home. Obviously, I could have helped her.
It sucks because it's like it was an awesome move because I got to stay, but it sucks that I got rid of someone who I really liked and who was just a genuinely nice person. You know, and she's really bummed, and I want to give her all the goddamn support in the world, but I also I know that I'm so freaking ecstatic that I somehow managed to stay. And I have Carl to thank for it, I have Owen to thank for it, I have even Abby. Apparently right before the vote, Eli told Abby that I need to vote for Madison. So it came from 2 different freaking sources of people trying to keep me safe. Because we've talked about how we can't trust Eli, but Abby opened up to Eli and told him that she trusts me, and then he let it happen. He could have fucked me over and he didn't.
I was just blown away. Villains all voted for Madison. That was crazy. So yeah, can't wait for the next challenge.
Really cute for me that I wasn't the only villain that flipped. But last night I had Cass and Holly over to come hang out because they are friends of Paul's. Paul was here. We did not talk game with Paul at all. But something very interesting that happened while Cass and Holly were in here sitting on my bed watching Drag Race UK. Jack texts me and he's like, I have the idol. Gag.
I told Gabby I have the idol, and Gabby thinks that we're really close, which we are, because I needed somebody new after Madison got voted out.
Jack was texting me about how he has the idol, where he found it, why he wanted me to know that he has it. This? Oh my god. Crazy stuff.
At this point, I just really hope that the heroes are willing to make moves. They obviously have numbers and they seem like a really tight-knit group, which is kind of annoying. But I'm just gonna do everything I can to cause drama. Obviously, I'm just gonna try and make them all question stuff, which is, what you have to do, because obviously there's somebody at the bottom of a 9. So I'm just bracing myself for the swap.
We very well might get absolutely ass blasted at the tribe swap, but I think I'm in a pretty good spot again, which is so new. Big fan.
Welcome, guys. Final 15, Syrvivor Syracuse Heroes Villains. This is a culmination of all 3 seasons we filmed prior. Tonight we'll be featuring a feature film detailing the events of your swap tonight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the feature. I DM'd my friend Wardog. He did a little promo for season 1.
Yo, Cuse Nation, what's up? It's the Wardog. I hear you got a little Survivor on campus game. It should be exciting for all you castaways trying to become the Sole Syrvivor of Syracuse University. Good luck and get some.
I DM'd him if he could swap up the 3 tribes. He did that and more. Him and the lesser 3 went on a Zoom call and they each picked and drafted their team.
Yo, Syrvivor Syracuse. Heroes versus villains. Guess what? That tribe division is gone. Instead, we're about to pick a winning tribe right now. I'm talking to you, Holly, Austin, Cameron, Derek, and Kat. Welcome to Wardog Nation.
What's up, Syracuse Survivor? It's your favorite member of the Leslie 3 coming at you with my absolutely stacked team. So, are you ready? For the first member of Lolly's team, we have Owen. Then we have Cassidy. And for number 3, we will take Carl. And then number 4 will be Mitch. And to round out my absolutely stacked, phenomenal, never been done before, amazing team, we're gonna add Hannah in the mix. So Kelly, Wardog, we're coming for you. Team Lolly, all day, every day. Bye, y'all.
All right, Syrvivor Syracuse, here's the deal. This is the Kelly Wentworth tribe. Y'all, I have faith in you. You're gonna be phenomenal. All right, Abby, you're on my team, baby. Gabby, you're also on Team Wentworth. Jake, you're here, honey. Jack, you're also here. And last but not least, Eli! Let's go!
Alright, final 15, Team Wentworth, Team Lolly, Team Wardog. Let's pull some people in. Abby, you just watched that feature film with the swap details. What's your first reaction?
Fangirling a little bit. I'm pumped. I wasn't expecting that at all. That was like best case scenario for this, so I'm excited and I'm planning my DM with Kelly Wentworth right now.
Hannah, how about you?
Equally excited. I love Lauren. I love Wentworth and Wardog, so this is so cool. This is awesome. I'm happy to be on Lauren's side.
Derek?
I mean, my heart is pumping pretty hard right now. I don't know if I'm having a heart attack or if I'm excited, but it was props to you for figuring that out.
If you want to shake your head like a Wardog?
We'll see.
Anyways, so with Final 15, the stakes are higher, obviously. You guys are not only playing for yourselves, but for your team captains, Survivor alums. That said, are you guys ready to figure out your first immunity challenge with 3 tribes?
Yes.
For today's immunity challenge, it's a challenge we visited before. It's greed.
Yep.
The objective of greed is back on that table will be your immunity idol totem, basically. If one tribe takes it, they go to tribal council. stage while you talk.
I swear I'm not taking this time.
Whatever.
Okay.
I know you both.
I like my team a lot, obviously. Like, we're all heroes, so that's pretty sick. Yeah, there's no way that any of us were gonna grab that.
I'm so excited to be on Kelly Wentworth's team, and I don't think she like realizes this, but she put me on a team with my 4 closest allies.
He's not gonna.
Hi. Nothing. We're all split up. Wait,
Oh, yes.
does he know?
No, he doesn't know shit.
He doesn't know anything?
I don't think so.
Oh my god, wait,
Hey.
are you ready for this?
What a day to miss. What a day to not be there. So you're on a tribe with me, Abby, Jake, and Gabby.
More villain to me. Come on, Kelly. Come on, Kelly. Goddamn. I really don't want to go to tribal with this tribe.
Yeah.
Bro, why did I have to miss today? Dude, one of them is gonna take it.
Yeah,
so
one
of them. The Heroes Tribe, they all want to work together and basically just be a strong guy, and nothing we can really do, and somebody to agree, and Austin's doing all these little mathematic, analytic combinations, trying to figure out the numbers.
It's the challenge.
Oh yeah, I should really run.
And I texted Cassidy, Mitch, and Carl, and I was like, you have to do it because if nobody takes it, then 3 heroes could go home this week.
You just have to come up here. You can just grab it and leave. I tried to get them to start talking to us, trying to get them to think about what they were doing, and I mean, it kind of got a little, there was a lot of beef, but I mean, I started most of it. You want Eli to take it? Yeah. So why, if he doesn't take it, why don't you just assure one of your safety men to take it? Because we love him.
Yeah, but someone's got
Do you guys want to go to the final line as all heroes?
a lot of heroes.
Someone gets 9.
Do you really want it to be that boring?
So Mitch was clearly talking to Eli. I guess everyone was back and forth talking to Eli.
I'm gonna get it. I don't know. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna go.
He's not.
I was just like,
He's gonna come here, he's gonna drive, he's not gonna magically appear. Why don't none of us grab it, we just go all the way to travel council?
Mitch,
Raleigh Tribe, Mitch, you decided to take the immunity token, which means you are safe from elimination. However, Hannah, Carl, Cassidy, Owen, you guys are vulnerable. You guys will be going to tribal council. Team Wentworth, Team Wardog, you guys are safe. No tribal council for you guys. Team Raleigh, one of you will be the 6th person voted out of this game.
I mean, all these people are already just pissing me off. I guess I have to play a 2nd season in a row where I hate half the cast.
It was not even anywhere in the stretch of my imagination that tonight could have worked out the way that it did for the Wentworth tribe. Oh my God, thank you, Kelly. We stan.
Kelly Wentworth is one of my Survivor, I love her. She's one of my Survivor idols. I thought all 3 of the players that were involved in the draft were super great in their season and all people I would love to see play again.
Very stoked that Mitch took that fucking idol. That's awesome. Just really glad I don't have to stress out about Survivor this week. I can finally do my homework for once, which is really nice.
I knew I was not taking that necklace unless Eli showed up. Basically, we were put in a situation where I think if we had taken it, they would have given the idol to Eli.
Eli can go screw himself. I don't trust him at all.
I was so convinced they were gonna. And I feel bad that it seems like tribal lines are still a thing, but hopefully over the course of this week, those things start to blur a little bit.
So, that was interesting. I took the immunity. you know, community always feels nice, but it's still tough to go to tribal.
Look, I like the people in my tribe. I'm especially happy I have Owen there. Hopefully Hannah's the name this week, but who knows what she has up her sleeve. There's gonna be worry about idols and who knows what else. It's gonna be a stressful week, especially with a 5-person tribe trying to get to know people. I'm worried about it.
The heroes, the tribe, 5 wanted me to take it anyways. You know, I said you couldn't come. So I said, I'm gonna save you 1 week. We'll see if you survive the next. As for this vote, I have a lot of options. Can't be me, so I'll be fine. We'll just kind of see how the thing plays out, you know? I know Carl and Owen are close.
One thing that's really worrying me is that my name is on the chopping block this week on my tribe, specifically because after last tribal, I was walking home with Carl because I live near him, and I was walking past my street, and I was like, oh, hey, Carl, I don't think you've seen my house yet. You want to just like come in, you know, a little tour or whatever? We walk down my street, and I hear like a, hey guys, behind me, and who is it? But fucking Eli, my neighbor. What luck I have to be put again, like directly next door from probably the leader of the Heroes tribe. I mean, someone over there has an idol, and someone over there knows I'm working with Carl.
I know I'm supposed to be close with Cassidy and Carl, and Hannah too, so, you know, we'll see.
As soon as the challenge was over, Hannah ran out, pissed off. She was mad that Mitch did that to her as a friend, and it's a game. And like, if you're gonna do that first tribal, that's worrying. First challenge, that's worrying.
I'm sure Hannah probably feels like she's the biggest target right now.
I thought about just running and grabbing the idol earlier, and I should have. It would have been a better choice for me. Now Mitch is safe, and if Hannah has an idol, I'm really worried about what mayhem could occur.
Fuck. I think I might be doomed. This might be the end. I should have taken it. Jesus Christ.
I think my new tribe is the coolest. I am really happy. We've got all heroes. It's me, Austin, Derek, Kat, and Cam. And I feel really good about it. They're awesome.
So 5 heroes. That made me really happy.
Everything has been, you know, good so far. It's been pretty calm, which is like kind of unsettling for me because I think about Survivor a lot.
One of my nightmares came to life. And that nightmare is that I am on a tribe with 5 heroes.
If like we do end up going to tribal, like it's gonna suck because we're gonna lose a hero, but hopefully like I have good enough connections with my team members that like we can, you know, get someone else out, but that probably won't be a very fun situation.
From the very beginning, Kat and I were like something that we'd work together. That would probably be my best connection in the tribe so far. So probably her over everybody else would be my like main alliance in our little 5.
I feel really good again about my like alliance with Austin and Cam, and I feel good about her.
If I had to pick, it would probably be Austin just because he already won, and like as much as I'm enjoying playing with him, like the others deserve a chance too.
Everyone like in the beginning was like, they made it seem like people should get rid of Austin because he's won before. I like don't agree with that logic.
So that would probably be like, if I had to pick, I would probably pick Austin, but I really don't want to, so I'm just like crossing my fingers that we don't go for a little while.
I guess like Holly's still like on my radar a little bit of being sketchy, but like she hasn't done anything now to like really be like, oh, we have to get rid of her, we have to send someone home first.
It kind of seems like the narrative that'll be driven if we were to go to tribal council, it'll probably be between me and Holly who goes. And as long as it's not me, I'm fine. But I also don't know if Holly's the person I want out at this point.
I, compared to other people on the Heroes tribe, are on the outs.
Derek is kind of well positioned within, you know, the hero tribe and everything like that. And I feel like him, Kat, and Cam are kind of closer than
I'll be able to get in that circle. So I think it kind of makes sense to get Derek out now for me.
He is reading the tribe as if Derek, Cam, and Kat are kind of a group, and Austin and I are on the outs, and it's like the vote, if we lose, is going to be between us, which I don't know if that's accurate. I mean, obviously, like, both of our perceptions are just speculations.
You know, Catherine says she's really liked Austin and I previously, but I don't know. I really don't know where her head is at.
Derek, I haven't talked to him much this week, but we were just checking in, just, you know, kind of making sure we're on the same page, which is, you know, all we need to do really right now.
And I trust Austin a lot, but you know, if it's either me or him, he might go for me.
I'm definitely not opposed to voting with him and the girls. I would vote for Derek. I think he's very likable, nice guy, which makes him a threat. And he got very far last time. So I feel like long term, Derek has a better chance of making it to like final 2 or 3 than Austin does, because Derek is just like, I don't know, a little bit nicer. Austin has this more like tough kind of strategic gameplay. You know, he's obviously got a little bit of tension with some of the villains, and I feel like Derek doesn't have that.
The way it seems right now as far as an idol is that people, I guess, think I have it, but I know I don't have it. So it comes between Cass or Holly to me, and I didn't ask Holly if she had it. I don't need to know that right now, but I think that if, you know, it does kind of come down between me and Holly if we were to lose. I feel like at least in that scenario, me and Holly would have a bit of a couple options as to how to win someone over, whether or not you do it with a bluff or not. But I just think that even if Holly goes, I might still be on the out of this tribe. So
I really hope that we would be able to convince people to vote for Holly, because I think that would be kind of an agreed upon target that we could all pursue. But that being said, there's a good chance that Holly has the idol, and would people really want to take that chance? So in which case, that only really leaves me and Cam, and I don't think that Catherine will want to vote out Cam, so that just leaves me.
It's been like the chillest, quietest week of Survivor of my Survivor career. And that's just because we didn't technically win the challenge, it was agreed, but we're not going to tribal council. So everyone's just been kind of relaxed and like waiting around until the next challenge. It's been like almost a week in between, so we've had a lot of time.
Right now, I'm just kind of ruminating on some of the fine print of the email we received about the upcoming challenge. Specifically the words, please bring sneakers, because in, you know, an academic setting that might imply that we will be running around. Which is not something that I'm like particularly interested in doing right now. I don't want to run around. I crashed my car a few days ago. Like, the least you can do is not make me run around. I obviously have some very traumatic memories associated with running around on other Survivor seasons. So I would like to not do that.
I don't want to get voted out the same way again, right before the merge, not being able to do anything. This time I don't even have, well, I mean, you know, Jack may have an idol, but he's not going to fucking give it to me this time. It just sucks, man.
I had a conversation with Eli that went pretty well, I felt like, but it also did feel a little bit fake. I think on both of our ends, that it's just like, oh man, like, I'd love to work with you, like, we could definitely make something happen. And I just kind of tried to reiterate to him that, like, I'm not here to play the tribe game. I'm really not. And he said the same thing. And he said there's definitely some people on the other tribe who are kind of wanting to do that. And he mentioned specifically Derek and Catherine. Neither of those names surprised me at all. They can go play their loyalty game all they want. I would love for them to go home as soon as possible. I kind of thought Derek would maybe be willing to play. He's not. He's going to be boring, loyal Derek.
They say they don't want it to, like, be heroes versus villains the entire time, but, like, you know, it might come down to that. It might, like, some people might still be playing like that, so, like, you gotta have some villains on your tribe. If things do come to that, you gotta have at least, you gotta have as much as you can if it does come to that. So, like, it'd be in their best interest to vote me out, which I hate, but it's the exact same scenario as my last season. I mean, it was in Mike's best interest to vote me out. It was all of their best interest to vote me out.
I know Jack is leaning more towards keeping Gabby around over Eli, just because he doesn't think Eli wants to work with us this season. He doesn't trust him.
Eli does not trust me at all. Like, I'd be fine if Eli went home, and I don't think Abby would throw herself on the line for me.
I trust him, and I want to trust him, but part of me doesn't.
I think Eli is gonna try and pull Abby and Jake in to work with them and try and alienate Gabby and I. But I have an idol. So if we go to tribal, then I'll probably end up having to play it if Eli plays an idol.
He said he trusts me more than Gabby, but like, what is that? My biggest avenue to him is probably gonna be through Abby, who I need to talk to a little more.
Last week, like, Eli was lying to me a little bit, like, throughout the week, and so I was like, all right, Eli, like, maybe Jack's right, like, he's trying to play his different game, like, maybe I can't trust him. But then he did end up telling us the truth at the end of it, and he ended up voting to keep Jake in. So for me, that kind of proved that, like, he does essentially want to work with us at some point, and I trust him as of right now. We'll see.
He also did admit, he's like, yeah, I was one of the people who said your name, because he said between you and Madison, like, I had talked to Madison more, and I was like, I appreciate you telling me that. He didn't really tell me that until I was like, I kind of know, because I knew that he and Madison were close. And I was like, I'm not the kind of a person to take that personally. Because I'm not. I mean, I don't, if you throw my name out, whatever. Just, I'm still here. So let's make it happen, you know?
Like, I want to say that I would love to work with Jake and Gabby. I mean, like, I would. Like, if I could get them on my side, that'd be amazing. But I just don't really see that happening.
Eli does not want to work with me. As much as he says he does, he lies to me all the time. And I know it because Abby tells me.
I can convince Jack that I'm better to have in the game than either Jake or Gabby if we do have to go to tribal.
Do I think people would turn on me? 100%. So I'm gonna have to think about, is Abby really seriously interested in working with me? Would Jake ever turn on me?
Jake and Jack, whether they mean Final Three, they're my Final Three alliance. I'm pretty gullible, so who knows if they're legit about that, about actually trying to go to the end together.
Like, I trust Abby a lot. I think she's telling me the truth. If she's not, she's a really good liar. Like, you know, good for her. I would like to think she's telling me the truth, that she wants to work with me and wants to keep me in the game, but I mean, being in quarantine, the best I can do is just talk to people. It's the only thing I can do.
So far, pretty standard, boring, run-of-the-mill week. Nothing surprising. New tribe, everyone's nice. Classic, yada yada. We all talked. Everyone was nice. Yada yada.
I swear I don't have anger issues, but I think this game might actually give me a fucking heart murmur or something. Like, I can't catch a break.
I feel like this is one of those moments that I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna be like, why did you do that, you stupid bitch? Because I was right there, ready the entire time. I was watching Owen. I was watching Carl, making sure that my tribe didn't go, and that if we did go, that I would be immune. And Mitch grabs it. And Mitch is my friend. And I don't get it. I don't know what he was intending to do with that, because now I am in the minority and I am on the chopping block.
Hannah's calling me all week asking if I think Jack has the idol, which I don't fucking know Hannah. Why would he tell me if he has the idol? I got Jack telling me that Hannah's sus, because she is sus, but Jack is also very sus. So he's not the one to be pointing fingers, because all eyes are on him right now. If he didn't end up on that all-villain tribe with Eli, he would have been screwed this week, more than I am right now.
It's not looking good for me. Because I think that Owen and Carl are like buddies. And that just leaves what? I need to romance Cass and convince Cass that I'm a good person to work with in like 5 days.
The plan almost definitely will be just to vote for Hannah. Everybody knows I'm close to Owen. Larry's fine with that for some reason.
The threat of them working together is definitely something that is very present.
Anywho, that's enough to get through one vote. The problem is after that, either to take out Owen or to 2-2 tie, there's problems for me on this tribe after that, especially because I care about keeping Owen in this game more than anyone else. And I was thinking about this, and when you vote out a hero, or sorry, when you vote out a villain, if you vote out Hannah, then the numbers are 9-5, and it becomes really, really hard to start breaking up the heroes, and the villain pool is small.
Carl scares me a little bit. I don't know. Like, he's chill. But something about it just like...
My thinking is, if it becomes 8-6, and Cass and I are the only two who could go out, so it would have to be Cassidy, because Mitch is safe of the heroes. If we took Cassidy out, it would be 8-6. But the thing is, if I'm flipping over, then it's 7-7, even in numbers, villains, and heroes.
You know how I said, assuming nothing crazy happens, Hannah's ass is gone? Well, something fucking crazy just happened. Carl just asked me to call, and I call him, and he just says, I'm flipping. Music to my ears.
Like, if you're gonna pull the hero card, like, not talking to anyone really isn't heroically. But also, me going and putting my tribe in jeopardy for tribal is not a hero move either.
There's people who just call me traitor. That's the issue. There's like such this big honesty, loyalty block. The real question is if I think I can make it to the merge if I flip. But the question is, am I gonna be target one or not?
Carl is... I don't know, man. I knew it. I knew he didn't want to play a fucking boring game, and he's not. And I really don't feel bad for lying to Cassidy. I guess we're just never gonna work together. But Jesus Christ, I just like promised her the world, and I'm just absolutely lying to her face, and I'm gonna do it again and again.
The only reason I was a hero in my first season was because I didn't have time to be a villain. So maybe it's time to break out a new game.
According to Hannah, when talking to Mitch, Carl was saying that he doesn't want to put Owen's name down because they're close and stuff, which leaves him 2 other options, meaning me or Hannah.
She said that Carl, she liked her conversation with Carl, but she said that Carl basically said that he has 2 options. Like, he told Hannah that he wasn't gonna write down Owen's name, which I kind of figured was gonna be the case. But the fact that he, kind of left it open-ended as to whether he would vote for Hannah or Cass made my life much easier.
So, even though he didn't explicitly say my name, and he seemed to be pro-voting Hannah, because he wants to vote with Owen, and it seems like he will do, what Owen says, and Owen won't write Hannah's name down, we're worried that Carl would be willing to put my name down.
Now now it might be Carl who goes. Obviously, it's still Monday. It's still, a long ways away. Lots of things can change. But we were just kind of thinking about the idea of Carl going and seeing how that would work.
Why can't we write his name down? So Mitch and I have entertained the idea of possibly writing Carl's name down. So we'll see how that progresses.
Everything's in place. Now we just need to vote. Told Hannah, told Owen, plans out there. Hannah's happy, things are going how I thought they would, because it makes sense that they did. People like staying in the game for themselves, and hopefully later down the road they'll pay it back to me. I'm taking a leap, but I'm taking a leap for myself, and I really hope it pays off.
While it looks bad on my part, it looks worse on Carl's part because he is actively turning against the hero tribe. And the thing is, he's not really even worried about it, and neither am I, because we still have probably 3 or 4 more tribal councils until the merge. So yeah, I mean, this is gonna light a fire under, Mitch's ass definitely, and under Hannah's ass, and hopefully we can just keep performing well in the challenges.
Look, Owen's my ride or die. He's the game all the way to the end. We talked, we were finishing each other's sentences, talking right on top of each other. It's the two of us. And this is a move I had to make, because otherwise there's no way to protect him next week. It's probably a split vote. And worst case, I'm definitely not going out on rocks again. This is me not letting my game just kind of drift along and be positioning. In the last game I was positioned fine, but I didn't make a move. And right now, my move is really all about cementing my relationship with Owen.
Cassidy called and said that she's on board with Mitch and myself to vote out Carl. And then Owen just called me and said that Carl is down and he's gonna call me tomorrow. But he said that Carl told him that he's down to flip and vote for Cassidy. So, I know what everyone wants to do, hypothetically. I think theoretically. And it's a 5-person tribe, and it only takes 3.
Me and Carl are still not 100% sure if Hannah is on board with us, because she's, I'm not buying the story that she has not talked to anyone besides us. Like, she definitely has talked with Cassidy multiple times. She's definitely talking to Mitch way more than she's giving on to, and I don't know. The only thing I can do at this point is try to I'm kissing Hannah's ass this week, and trying to just make sure that she trusts me, which I really don't know what reason I would have given her to not. I mean, I told her instantly when Carl, was sticking his neck out to save her.
The cracks. The heroes want each other out, which is crazy. It's crazy. It's very crazy.
I've done all I can. Either I'm going home or I'm in a great position. I just talked to Hannah and we talked about theater and life and Survivor seasons. It was great. I really like her. I want to work with her. I feel okay with Owen. I've done everything I can. Maybe I went too fast. Maybe I made a move, but at least I tried to do something. If I went out swinging, and I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but I did absolutely everything I could do, and I'm proud of my game no matter what.
I think it's either Cassidy or Carl this week. I really do. I don't know.
Team Lolly Tribe, welcome back to
Team Lolly.
Welcome back to Tribal Council. So let's get straight into it. Hannah, talk to me a little bit about the swap. You guys went to the auditorium, sat down, had a video presentation. What do you think?
There was a feature film. It was unexpected. I didn't expect that. I liked that people picked us. That was nice. A lot of pressure on my back, and Survivor drafted us, and I got on Molly's team, which is so great. She's amazing, and I want to go when we watch her season and figure her out. I'm like, why the hell did you pick me?
Carl, same question. Watching them play Survivor, now actually them knowing you and watching your videos, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's surreal. I think we were all really excited about it. The video was a whole lot of fun, and you know, there's a lot of nervous energy around the swap. I think there's some nervous energy in Tribal tonight, but I think that was something that, you know, this game is all about the experiences you make, and that's not something that forgets.
So, talking about the swap, Cassidy, when finding out that you would be with 3 fellow heroes against 2 villains, what was your first initial reaction?
I mean, like, I was definitely excited. Like, I really, like, mentioned Carl, and, like, I was excited to, like, potentially work with Hannah and Owen and everything, because, like, I really looked up to them, too. So, I don't know, it was, like, obviously nerve-wracking to, like, be on a new tribe, but I was happy with it.
Carl mentioned that there's a lot of things that go into a swap. In addition, numbers. You guys will be down to 4 against 2 other tribes of 5. Mitch, you've been in this position before with a 3-tribe swap in season 2. What does it mean to get this decision right and hopefully not come back here another time?
It means everything. As you know, as you just said, you know, I've been in this position, and our numbers dwindled down because there was just 2 of us left, and neither of them were me. So I think it's really important tonight and after this to, you know, hopefully win a challenge and not have to come back here, because I know every single one of us want to make it to merge. You know, we have to do that as a tribe.
So let's talk a little bit about the challenge. Reed, Owen, Mr. Reed from season 3. Any ideas of how you through your mind to take it?
Yeah, I hate that I've become synonymous with the green challenge. And it's not something I was proud of last season, and you know, obviously in the moment I was a little bit hurt that Mitch took it upon himself to, you know, do that for Eli. But I do understand, you know, them being friends and allies. It just kind of makes sense, especially in the position that me and Hannah are in with this disadvantage. It makes sense that they're comfortable this week.
Yeah. So speaking of comfort, Cassidy. So with this new Lolly tribe, it's 3 versus 2 to the eye. Is it as simple as that? Is it villain going home tonight?
I don't know, like, I think that saying, like, simple is not, like, the right word for it, because, like, there's never, like, a simple numbers thing. Like, I don't really know what's gonna happen. I feel like it's not that simple, but I'm not sure.
Oh, and you said your hands were tied. Do you think a villain's going home tonight, or do you think there's some cracks and wiggle rooms in the heroes?
As far as I can tell right now, it's airtight. No cracks.
Carl, that said, at some point, the heroes, if you remain strong, will have to go against each other. What's the factor that plays into befriending these villains and saving them for possible numbers down the line?
It's really tough. I mean, we're in swap tribes now, but I mean, there's a tribe that's all heroes. At the end of the day, we're not going to make it to emerge with no lines being drawn. But on the other hand, the heroes work together really well. It's a group I really like. I like everybody in the group. And so it just makes it extremely hard moving forward, because there absolutely is a lot of pressure coming off the hero tribe and being there and being a unified front. And a lot of that is just because it's a group that really genuinely likes each other. So it makes it really difficult to know when the right time would be to break off.
Hannah, what's your view? Do you find yourself more as a free agent or kind of more as trying to save your life when pitching to these people?
Oh no, I think I'm kind of playing the season as kind of loyal to the soil, to those who reciprocate, and I'm trying to stick to my word more. I'm trying to be decisive in my thoughts and just stick with the people I know that want me going forward, because that's where it comes out. Like, that's where the friendships come, that's where your gameplay comes from. Like, can I trust the people that I'm working with, and that's the most important thing to do.
Obviously, you're safe. Where's your thoughts? Hero strong or try to find yourself?
Yeah, I think, you know, hero strong is, you know, the easiest thing to do. It's definitely influenced my decision to grab the community. So I think, you know, both the villains here are the nice people. I've enjoyed talking to them this week, but I'm definitely thinking that.
Oh, and what's your view on that?
I mean,
it sucks. As much as calling it a boring game isn't really fair to the heroes. They're just dealing with the hand they were dealt, or that they earned. They won several challenges and have the right to, I guess, be a little bit comfortable and cocky. But I mean, sooner or later, those lines are going to have to be drawn. I don't think all 9 heroes are going to occupy the top 9 spots in this game. I think that's just.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I think it's a poor gameplay to simply vote out somebody just because they came from a different tribe than you. It makes sense if you know that like that person is not for you, but I think just to be hero strong in all situations is not going to play out, and it's not really fair to Owen and I who are taking our time to try to connect with people and to try to play this game.
Carl, what's your thought on that? I mean, everyone here is a second chancer, pretty much. We want to play this game. Cutting it just because of tribal lines, is that more of a or is it the rest of the game?
I mean, I don't think it matters moral or not, fair or not. I think everybody here has to ask themselves what's best for their game and do that. At the end of the day, we're all playing an individual game. We all want to win, and there's a serious case to be made that being a hero, playing with the heroes, that's the best way to move forward. So we'll have to see what happens tonight, but just because you're sticking together, just because you're sticking to your word or with a group, doesn't mean that's bad gameplay.
And Cassidy, with that said, if you do take a hero out tonight, what will that show the other heroes in the game?
I don't think that that's gonna happen, but like, I feel like that would cause like a big disruption in the heroes tribe because we're so strong with each other.
Alright, that's it. It's time to vote. Cassidy will be first. Be following.
She was trying to talk to me more.
Alright. 5 votes are casted. Mitch, you are safe. None of these votes will count for you. That said, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and wants to play one, now will be the time to do so. Alright, votes. First vote. Cassidy. Carl. 1 vote Cassidy, 1 vote Carl, 3 votes left. Third vote. Cassidy. Fourth vote. Carl. It's 2 votes Cassidy, 2 votes Carl, 1 vote. And the 6th person voted out for Syrvivor Syracuse Heroes vs. Villains. Carl. Carl, can you come up here?
No hard feelings, y'all. It's the game. Thank you.
Carl, Travis vote. So I guess loyalty only goes so far. We'll see if this changes up the game. I think it will. That's all I have for you guys tonight. Thank you. See you guys in the next challenge.
I knew this could be coming. I was hoping I did enough to save myself. In the end, I didn't. I had a blast playing again. I'm really glad I did. I wish I could have gone further, but I had so much fun, made some great friends. There's a lot of great people there. I think it's going to be a fun season from here on out, and I'm excited to see how it goes.
There were definitely some heroes that were shocked when they came in and saw Carl was gone last night.
I wanted to play this game more with Carl, and now that he's out, I feel like I have good relationships with other people, but it kind of concerns me how fast Carl was ready to turn on like our original tribe.
I was shocked and not shocked to see Carl go home. I did hear that there was drama, like he was going to flip and wanted to vote out Cassidy. So I actually, back in the Superlative Challenge, said that Carl would be the first person to flip. So I think it's kind of funny that I put him and he was the first person to flip. I didn't know that he'd eventually be the one going home, so I was a little shocked in that sense, but I'm glad that Cassidy's still there.
Man, Carl going sucks. Like, that is the worst case scenario for yesterday. In my game in general, Carl was my #1 for sure. And I know that he never would have turned on me anytime soon, and I wouldn't have turned on him either, so him going just hurts my game completely. That being said, his parting wish for me was to reach out to Owen and try to get something going there.
That was unexpected. Carl going home was a huge shock to me when we were kind of sitting in like the little atrium on the side because me, Gabby, and Abby were a little bored, so we got there a little bit early. And we were sitting there with Austin, who came in, and all of a sudden we saw the votes were coming in. Carl, Cassidy, Carl, and when the second cat, I was like, oh my God, like, they've turned on each other. Like, something happened, they turned on each other. But when I saw that there were 2 Cassidy votes and then Carl went home, I said, immediately, I was like, Owen had to be left out because Carl had this alliance with me and Owen that he made last week and gave us this really crucial information, and he must have wanted to flip and he must have got screwed over by Hannah. We learned from Owen that's exactly what happened, and I was just, why? I don't get why. Like, Hannah.
I didn't choose to have power. It was kind of thrust upon me, but obviously in a later speech I will take credit for bestowing it upon myself. But like, I didn't want to have to decide whose game to save and whose game to end, being the sole vote to do so. But it also meant being in that position meant I wouldn't be voted out, and guess what? I beat my placement. I officially did better than I did in season 2, and that means a lot to me.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. We're finally down to 14. Team Wardog and Team Wentworth getting your first look at the new team Lolly Tribe. Carl voted off the last time. Derek, give me your reaction to that vote. A hero voted.
Very surprising, to be honest with you. Wasn't seeing it coming, but I'm interested to hear more about what happened later on. So,
yeah, reaction.
Same thing, I'm very surprised. I didn't expect that. I don't really know what to say.
Bill, Jake, what's your reaction to hero voting?
Definitely also surprised. I mean, it shows that I think people are here to play the game, and I'm excited that we're starting to move past the heroes versus villains mentality, because I think that's the game we all came here to play.
Gabby, same question.
Me, Gabby? I mean, it was not what my first thought would have been. Probably not even my second or third, but like, you know, it's exciting. It's exciting that people are willing to do fun stuff.
So the game is on, and now we're going to find out the new community challenge. Alright, so this challenge, even though I only have one sneaky, two tribes will be immune, one tribe will be on the tribe of flying sun. That said, the tribe that finishes in first, there will be their first place, will also get a new idol student. Right? For today's challenge, it will be an active challenge called balloon poppers. Basically, that circle space will be our arena. Each team will have a balloon. They'll have tie balloons around their ankles, so that's like that. Each team will designate 4 people to do this challenge. So Team Wardog, 1 person will sit out. That's our choice. That said, we'll do 2 rounds. First round, each team will have 2 people playing. A total of 4 balloons, 2 on each leg. Once one person is left in the arena with a balloon or 2 balloons left on their leg, that team wins. and gets to level 2, and this station doesn't count. Then we'll have the remaining 2 go in with 4 people in the arena, and a total of 4 balloons per each team. At that point, we'll have to ending their team state, finishing the second. The team that does not get a last person standing in the arena with the 2 rounds going to tribal, where someone will be the 7th person voted on this. Everyone good? Alright, are we on my go? Alright. Survivors ready? Balloon palm sky. Go! Everyone has them down, staying reserved. A little bit of pickup. Jake for Austin here. So far, it's 1v1. You got 1 balloon off for Tail. 1 off down the next one.
1 off for Gabby.
1 off for Gabby. Not that long. Meanwhile, it's still all 1 balloons.
Watch out, Austin! Can't help them!
Yeah, we're in the 10.
No shoot!
Another shoot partner. Still 3-2.
Man, I'm smart.
Team love. That's what I'm trying to hold it out, Carl. Not one of them back in. It's 2-1, quick move. Team Harley now has the advantage. Passing your zone, passing your zone. Passing your that. Passing out of shoot. Team Wardog, this is yours, 20th first. Alright, with that, you guys are safe for another week, as well as you can get a new community idol. I'll send that up to your home. Team Wentworth, good work. You guys came second. You guys are also safe. No one going from your tribe. Team Raleigh, unfortunately, you guys came in last. Tribal Council again Sunday, where someone will be the second person. Alright, that said, Sunday, next challenge, I'll let you know when, tomorrow, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you. True Warrior.
We got the idol clue.
The clue is super vague. Doesn't really give a solid answer to where it could be.
Very cryptic message, didn't really understand it. I looked for about 15 minutes in Shine, didn't find anything. So if somebody found it, props to them, because I have no idea where it is.
The five of us got it last night. I don't really think anyone went looking. I know I didn't. I'm pretty sure Holly didn't either. And Derek, Kat, and Cam didn't seem like they were too eager to go looking either.
My tribe, we agreed to not look for the idol tonight. We just had a mutual agreement to not look, but I'm looking. Okay, I'm at the Carrier Dome right now, looking for this idol. literally, I have no idea. Oh, okay. I'm getting texts from so many people. Oh, God. Hopefully I don't find a leaf necklace again. we can roll a clip from that. Just kidding, don't, please. Please don't. Okay. I've never found an idol before, and I feel like this is so sketchy. And it's like 10:30 at night on a Friday, but here we are. There's like no like hiding place. The dome is huge. It's gonna take me like 20 minutes just to walk around it.
So, anyway, the clue kind of seems like it's inside. That and like the fact that Luke said it could be inside, so maybe it is.
It's probably inside. I don't think anyone's found it yet.
I'm nervous about Holly, so a little bit. I talked to her yesterday, like I said before in previous vlog, but my concern is, you know, her and I talked and we agreed that we wouldn't talk about our conversation to anyone until anyone we had it, because I think right now I need to work with her. I can't really just let her go at this point, I don't think.
I feel really good with Kat. Cam texted me last night and she was like, hey, did you look for the idol? And, you know, I was like telling her that I looked for it with Kat and stuff. And then we started talking about like the previous hero idol that like I have. And, you know, we were both talking about, like, I think everyone pretty much thinks Austin has it.
I feel really good with Austin, Derek, again, Holly, like, sort of. I'm starting to like her a lot more. And I think she could play a loyal game, but again, I'm not sure.
I feel good about working with Kat and Cam. I feel like we're a solid group. I am iffy about Austin because I know, like, he lied to me about telling Carl that I told him the plan and stuff. So I'm kind of, I don't know, I wish he would have just owned up to that.
Holly asked me when I got to the challenge, did you tell anyone that we talked? Which of course I said no to, but I don't know, hopefully it didn't get back to Holly that I might have said something or that something got out there.
Austin gave Owen our idol clue.
And then Owen gave it to all of the villains. So everyone has the idol clue now.
Not our old idol clue. The idol clue we had gotten like that day to the new hero's idol.
I'm so mad, like, I just don't get it. Like, Austin literally told me he thinks he's on the outs. Why would you give the idol clue to someone else then? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Unless he wants to work with the villains. And now I'm kind of freaking out because I'm looking at the situation and it's frankly not looking too good to me. You know, we used to have a 9-6 split. A 9-6 split. It was a sure thing, guys.
Hopefully Austin doesn't have our idol, but I don't think anyone's found it. But I mean, I have like the original one, thank God, but yeah, so that sucks. Hopefully it isn't too chaotic this week, but I have this gut feeling that we might go to tribal and it's gonna be a mess.
Jack just said, do I consider giving the idol to Owen? Oh, yes, you consider that.
I'm considering giving my idol to Owen, but not really.
Dude, yes, we fucking need Owen. Let's take, like, split, this is an opportunity to split the heroes. And, like, we have a shot at Eli, like, idol or not. And maybe without the idol, he'll fucking come for Jack, but you wouldn't still need him.
If there's any way we can bluff that he has one, so worst case scenario, Hannah goes if it's one of the villains, then so be it.
Hannah's also being a moron. Hannah reaches out to me to talk. And I was like, whatever. And she like tells me her side of the story that like apparently Carl didn't tell her she was flipping to the last minute. They had come to her early in the week. Whatever. I think he still made the emotional choice to get rid of, you know, because she said she like didn't want to go with the Carl plan because she would have had to vote Mitch out this week. Well, guess what? Mitch isn't really with you long term, in my opinion. I think you're a short-term ally for him. He knows he can manipulate you because you're playing emotionally.
she's just such an emotional player. She wants to be friends with everyone, even though half the people don't even like her, which is the problem. She thinks she's playing a good game, and she's just trying to ride out a relationship with Mitch. And I feel like Mitch is just a really sus guy anyways. It just has nothing to do with season 2. I just think he's a really sneaky player, which is something that threatens me.
Jack is really freaking out because he thinks he's going to be the idol down the line, which he probably will because he keeps chirping at the heroes like an idiot.
Basically, it was just saying, like, I don't want to use it for Owen, and I told him, like, that's fine with me. Like, I think we're going to need it in the future, and obviously, as much as I want villains to stay in, like, Owen's probably one of the ones I haven't worked as closely with, so my original thought was, like, I don't know, I feel like it'd be better to keep the idol.
I don't think it's the right time to make a move like this because I need the idol for myself. But hopefully Hannah and Owen go to Rocks. That would be ridiculous, so.
Then Owen called me and made a great pitch, basically being like, that idol will save you guys, and I don't even have it, so technically probably Jack, for 1 week, seeing that Jack's the biggest target, most likely come merge. And he was like, like, that'll save you guys 1 week, one of you 1 week, then you're screwed, like, you don't have numbers.
Dude, we fucking need Owen.
I talked with Jake, he kind of agreed, so I called Jack back I texted Jake and Jack, and I said, I think we actually have to consider this.
Like, I showed Owen the idol. Showed him what it was, showed him the clue. So if there's anything that I can do to help, then I'm gonna do it. But I don't think I can actually give him the idol, so we'll see what happens.
It's a beautiful day to pretend I have the idol and hopefully scare the shit out of Hannah. And even if this doesn't work, maybe it'll stir up some chaos and I don't know, at least make them shit their pants during tribal council.
I'm just like sick of the way that he's playing his game. Like, I think that he is not being very nice, and like, he like apologized to me for writing my name down yesterday, and now he's turning around and doing it again, so.
We're at a tedious point because I'm on a tribe with one of my best friends from Syrvivor Syracuse, Mitch, and Geneva is watching over us, and I can't vote him out, and I can't turn on him, and I don't want to go to Rocks with him.
I just talked to Hannah, and she is conflicted, getting crap from other villains, you know, like Jack and Jake, and I'm hopefully gonna be able to get her to vote Owen tonight with Cass and I, and we'll see what happens.
I'm like really nervous because I am basically putting all my faith into Hannah to not write my name down.
If Jack and Jake can help me out a little bit this week by maybe just telling Hannah that they think I have the idol, then Hannah will be forced to vote for Cassie because she doesn't want to risk the chance of her or her friend Mitch going home. And I know she's never going to vote against Mitch. So if I did actually have the idol, I would actually play it today and probably vote out Mitch.
I'm just hoping my name isn't written down tonight. It will go the way that I'm hoping.
We have two paths. We have vote with Mitchell and Cassidy, which you did last time, which I would like to do again. And then we have Save Owen, the Save Owen challenge. Hashtag Save Owen. Which I feel like the weight of the world is being placed upon me. The villains are expecting me to do all the hard work to save the villains when, like, we're just not working as a team well. And that's that. And you have to take everything into consideration, but I also have to play for me.
Hannah is an emotional player. She's not making the best decisions, and I agree. I don't think Hannah is playing in her best interest because now she's alienated herself from the villains. Nobody trusts her, and she knows that. And the heroes will never trust her. Like I've been saying, they're gonna throw her under the bus, cut her throat, blah, 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 like the first chance they get. I don't think Mitch is as loyal to her as she thinks he is.
Now it's about the relationships, and if I can assure Mitch and Cassidy that I am their girl, maybe they'll pay off in the future.
Owen did text me. He said he has a pitch for me, so I'll talk to him in a little bit, and I'll see how that goes.
I've heard a bunch of different potential strategies, ways to throw Hannah under the bus, ways to throw Cassidy under the bus, appeals I can make to Cassidy, and things I can say to Jack to make him give me the idol, and it just like there's no one way that. I mean, the only way for me to guarantee my safety this week is for Jack to give me the idol.
If it comes and Owen goes, and then the next tribal, it's gonna be really tough because I don't really want to write Hannah's name down. But if I write Cass's name down, I feel like that'll just kind of screw my game, moving forward.
Basically, Owen has confirmed that he's gonna write my name down again, and he hasn't even reached out to me today, so I just didn't reach out to him either.
Whether Jack gives me this idol or not is the crucial decision of the week. Does he sacrifice, potentially, his safety come merge and save me this week, extending my life in the game and giving the villains a better shot to make it further, and probably him a better shot to make it further in the game? Or does he keep that cold comfort and, pocket that immunity idol, not give it to me, send me a picture, and get me voted out?
Team Lolly Drive will come back to your second tribal council when it goes well. That's it, so we're really good tonight. And you guys will be left to read every tribe. Mitch, how does it feel coming back here once again at tribal, especially with lower numbers this time?
It sucks. We had a good chance last night, and we were close both rounds, but it definitely sucks to be back here.
Hannah, being that tribal was just yesterday, and this quick turnaround in one day, how hard was it to create a plan for this vote?
I think the plans weren't as hard as making a decision. I think some of us are still wondering if we're making the right decision, or are we doing what we're supposed to be doing, and what's going to be best for our game.
Oh, and what's the vibe around the past 24 hours been?
Just incredibly tense. This is probably the shortest turnaround ever between a challenge and tribal council, and coming off, a tribal last night where arguably one of my closest friends and allies in the game, Carl, was unfortunately voted out. It doesn't feel good to be left out of the vote.
Mitch, how many plans do you think are out there, and how many options do you think are out there?
As far as I know, no one here is leaving. If an idol shows up, then that's that. But right now, we each have an equal shot at going home. So I don't think anyone here is safe or feels safe.
And is that right? Is it truly a 1/4 chance that anyone could be going home tonight?
I'd say so, yeah.
Alright. Well, that said, does anyone have any more things to bring up?
Yeah, I do.
Call receipts? Why?
Can I see her call receipts?
I mean, it's up to her.
Okay. I want to see. You know what I mean?
I told you that.
I know.
Just to recap, Hannah, you're asking to see Cassidy's call receipts?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I saw her on the call, and I just want to make sure it was with.
Yep, my mom.
Okay. Yeah.
But I didn't exactly what.
No, I know. I'm just checking.
Do you not trust me?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I'm just checking.
Okay.
Okay. That's all I have.
Anyone else want to say something?
Can I see your call receipt?
My phone's a challenge. Afterwards. Alright, anyone has anything else to say? It is time to vote. On you first. Joe Mike.
This has been probably simultaneously my least favorite, but also favorite week for Tribal Council so far.
You're a liar. I'm sick of you. Like, I'm sick of the way that you're playing this game, and I don't understand what your motives are. I want you gone.
Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out who has to leave Tribal Council immediately. I'll tally the votes. If anyone has an unlimited idol and wants to play one, now is the time to do so.
Hold up. Okay, we're gonna do that walk around Syracuse for 3 hours to come back.
And you playing this for? Alright, the rules say the rules of Syrvivor Syracuse state an idol is played on one person. Those votes for that person will not count. For this season, Syrvivor Syracuse Heroes vs. Villains, this Florida West is a hidden community idol, which means no votes for Arrow. If anyone else has a hidden community idol and wants to play one, now we can do so. Alright, votes. First vote. Oh, does that count? Owen, does that count? 2 votes red, 2 votes red. Third vote. Owen, does that count? 3 votes red, 1 vote no. And the 7th person going out, Syrvivor Syracuse Heroes vs. Villains, is Mitch. Mitch, can you come up here? Mitch, try this way. Alright, I think some finals to that tribal, but one thing's for sure, you guys are down to 3, and you do not want to be on this. Alright, that's all I have for you guys.
Next time on Syrvivor.
Alright, Team Lolly. Unfortunately, we have not had our best showing yet, but that's okay because there are still 3 OG Team Lollies to carry the name through the end game, and I have all the faith in the world in y'all. So this is what's gonna happen. Owen, you're gonna go to Exile. Cassidy, you're gonna go to Wardog's team, and Hannah, you're gonna be going to Kelly's team. Good luck, keep me posted. I have faith in my OG Lollies. Is that what we should call it? I don't know, come up with a team name, hit me up. Good luck, y'all.
Not a surprise. I think I know a little bit, but that definitely sucks. I don't know. Sad to go. Thought I was closer than I actually was. I think that was worse than last time, so definitely disappointing, but it is what it is, you know? Good luck to all 3 of them out there.